All right, so I thought I'd make a video. I've already changed the other side. It went well. So I'm gonna do a video on changing a wheel hub out on trailers. It's very simple, it's very easy. All right, if you're curious of why I'm changing the wheel bearings, here's why. Look at that tread. That is a wheel bearing problem. Wearing on the inside, fine on the outside. You're gonna need the trailer hub, obviously. Make sure you get the right size. I actually got the more beefed up one, 1750 a side. You're gonna need a 13/16 for these lug nuts. The breaker bar, got a screwdriver, impact, needle nose pliers, a hammer, some Blastmaster, jack stand, and floor jack. So let's get busy. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is get your jack. I put it right under the rear axle. Next thing you want to do is go ahead and break these lug nuts loose. Don't do it when you jack it up. This tire will free spin, especially if your bearings are bad in it, which they are in this one. All right, after you break these loose, that's when you can jack it up. Don't have to go crazy with it, just to where it's free. And you want to slide this jack stand right up underneath your axle. If you want to know why I use jack stands, if you've never had a vehicle start coming down on top of you, it's the most terrifying thing in the world. All right, now we can get that 13/16, so just go ahead and finish off taking these lug nuts. Set them lug nuts off the side so you don't lose them. Go ahead and take that tire off. All right, I brought that camera a little closer so you can see what I'm about to do here. I'm not just changing the bearing, I'm changing the whole hub assembly. So this whole thing is coming off. And I don't know if you can hear that or not, but there's a lot of play in there. So that tells you that is no longer good. There's a little cap here if you get a screwdriver behind it. Now, as you can see, this is pretty rusted, right? Before I even get started, we're just gonna hammer that out with some degreaser. This is your pin that you've got to get out of there. That has to come out.
A long few moments later.
The next part of this is you're gonna have to get this nut loose. The other side was easy. You just want to get down inside. Hang on, let me show you. So to get these nuts off, you're just gonna want to stick a screwdriver right there, then hit on the back of this lightly. Don't hit it hard. Yeah, thankfully, I'm assuming maybe this hasn't been changed since the factory, and the factory I'm sure knows what they're doing. So this is actually not all that tight. All right, so you've come this far, right? The rest of it's pretty simple. You just grab a hold of this thing. You can see the bearings fall right out. And there you go. All right, so here's the new bearing. It's already greased up. Now, once I get done with everything, this does have a grease fitting on this, and I've got to go to town and actually get a grease gun to do both sides. But I will fill these things full of grease when I'm done. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this thing on here, and you wanna make sure that bearing does not get hung up. So what I do is just get a screwdriver, and as I'm pushing it in, let's go ahead and start pushing that bearing in there as well. As you can see, we turn with ease. An important step before putting that nut back on, make sure your washer is on. Make sure you put that washer on. So, what you can do now is make sure you take that degreaser off of that nut before you put it back on if you're reusing it like I do, because degreaser does eat at grease. That's the whole purpose of it. So, all right, so now what you want to do is get your screwdriver again. You'll see the hole where the pin goes in. And you want to line it up, right? This nut is slotted, so you want to kind of line them up, but you don't want to go over tight on these. All right, so the pin they actually gave me for these ones are a little big, so I just went ahead and went with the old one, just because I know it still works. So what you want to do is just get that pin and bend that sucker out of the way. Now later today, once I get my the grease gun, all you have to do is pop that little rubber tab out, and you have access to that grease point. All right, for the reverse process, you do the same thing you did when you started, except backwards. We're going to keep it jacked up. All right, so, oh, I've got grease on my face. How long did it take? That's the question. 50 minutes. It took 50 minutes for me to get both sides done. That's jacked up, taking the wheels off, putting everything back together, 50 minutes. So it's an easy job. Very, very simple.